Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z,
And I'm Keith.
and we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we add humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show. Hey, okay, so let's talk about this movie right now.
The Last Starfighter. I keep wanting to just be like Starfighter.
That's fine.
And I'm like, the Last Starfighter. So the last.
Stallone Snyder. Oh, speaking of, apparently Suzanne Snyder can be seen in the back of the pickup truck with the other teenagers.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to just do?
What?
You're just having a conversation.
I'm not. I'm going to look something up. I already forgot what it was, though.
The Last Starfighter.
No. That wasn't it.
It has nothing to do with the movie. You're gonna.
No, it does have to do with the movie. It's just I wasn't going to look up the movie. Anyway, you say things.
What?
You mad at me for not?
I'm not mad at you.
You're so angry right now. It's embarrassing for you.
I'm enraged and I'm seething, but I'm not mad at you. God, the fucking what is it in Simple Men when Martin Donovan's like,
he's crazy, but he's not. What is it?
He's not. I don't.
A murderer?
No, he's like.
He's a murderer, but he's not crazy.
He's crazy. Like, I don't think he's like. They just list all these things, and he's like, I don't think he's crazy, but it's just like he doesn't refute any of the things.
Yeah, right.
Or something like that. It's very funny to me.
This is a good bit.
So, but the way he delivers it too is like just absolutely flabbergasted. This is the thing about, I think, Martin Donovan specifically in Hal Hartley stuff is that he delivers the lines so he'll deliver dialogue in such a way that you're like, oh, you fully understand that this is absurd,
right?
And you're playing it so straight. You're and it's really wonderful.
Also, he's my favorite part about Simple Men.
Yeah,
because he gets to do that.
A
different role than he does
the truck. When he just it's so it's just a great. God, we got to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Last Starfighter. How did you feel rewatching it?
Fine.
Calm down.
Enthusiastic, gung ho. Fine.
Was it? Were you risk aware consensually? You risk aware consented to watching it. Radical consent. Whatever.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm making a bad joke, so I don't know why you're acting like it's weird.
Yeah, almost.
Did you?
Almost no different than how I remembered it, which is shocking, just given how my memory works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
My same emotional response, which is fine.
Yeah.
As a kid, the idea that, you could be recruited through a video game to another, come on, that's a child of the 80s, come on.
I was thinking about like how insanely exciting that must feel.
Yeah.
To like watch that as a kid and be like, oh my God. And even like Tron and everything, that came out around like not long before or whatever. Like that was such a like, oh, you could be transported into a video game and like all this shit, like just that kind of, and specifically those arcade games, not just like any old, Atari bounce a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 2600 would have been out by now, which was one of the first. It was Atari's, well, besides Pong, and I think they had home entertainment system, or is that no? That's what the NES was called. Never mind. Mm-hmm. But that was like the only console. For home.
Yeah.
So arcades were still very.
Oh, for sure,
huge.
Yeah.
And the difference between there's obvious comparisons to Tron, but I think one of the things about Tron is that he's a software developer, or whatever, and he owns the arcade, and and the videos I was watching, and maybe it was in the trivia even, they chose the setting of a trailer park specifically because, like E.T. and everything else around this time, the kids were from the suburbs.
Yeah.
And so they wanted specifically it to be a kid with less means and more isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that obviously that resonated.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, and that's something that's like a very the thing I feel like is a little bit weird about it is that, like, is it Alex? Is he the main character's name? Alex?
Joe Rogan. Joe Alex.
He, like, his whole thing is that he's trying to get a scholarship to go to college, or he's trying to get a loan to go to college because
he wants out.
He doesn't want to have to go to like community college. He wants to go to like a big college and have, really make something of himself. And, that being like his like main focus.
Yeah.
The, whole beginning of the movie is like he just wants to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he gets the Starfighter, when he gets recruited, he gets over 1 million points or whatever, so he gets recruited. He, like, Centauri gets a bunch of money.
Right.
And then he just, like, is like, I just want to go home. And then I'm like, why isn't he asking for a cut?
Oh, yeah.
If the whole thing is him needing money to get out, why is he not saying anything about it?
Oh, because I'm sure that what's the exchange rate?
Right. But I'm like, but it was kind of like, there's no mention whatsoever. He's just like, reward, and then nothing. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, why is he not asking for anything? And then in the end, like, he, becomes a starfighter.
Right.
And then he still is like, well, I'm just going to be a starfighter, I guess. And I'm like, I'm like, you're just.
Well, but he wants to go to college mostly to get out, so.
No, I know that. I just mean, your way of going out is like military?
Well, again.
Exactly. I'm like, oh. That was the only part that I was like, oh. Because they didn't show any, like, I'm sorry. Like, it did not seem cool at all to be in space. Like, there was nothing to be in space.
To be in space?
Yeah, like the way that it was just like, you're going to sit in a cockpit and shoot at stuff, and that's the only time you're in space.
Yeah.
Is you're going to have to be killing people and shit.
No,
I'm like, what? That's
also
that's
the
his whole
politics
fucking
of
life?
the war.
Yeah.
That he's I mean, yeah, no, 100%. I think like this intergalactic war.
Yeah.
These people, and they even talk about when Centauri's getting his reward or whatever. Like, they're like, illegal to recruit outside of the combatants, the combatant races or planets. Or
I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Did it ever occur to you that it's against the law to recruit from worlds outside the Star League?
Earth's in danger too, isn't it? And no, I did not use the Excalibur test. It was called a video game.
Oh, my
so
God.
It's super shady.
Yeah.
And so I think it's funny.
Oh, yeah. It's
and interesting.
Yeah.
But as far as story writing goes,
yeah, it's really like, what?
Why should I believe these are the good guys?
Exactly. No, that's the thing. It's like that whole thing of when it's like it really felt like that episode of Voyager where Chakotay is fights the nemesis, and how it's this whole thing about propaganda, and where they completely convince him that he's
brainwashed.
Right, but he's brainwashed in by being forced into battle and this situation where he makes friends, and then he has to see them die by the violent forces of the nemesis, and then it comes out that that is a training simulation. He's not these people aren't real. Basically, he's just in a simulation to brainwash him into believing. And it did remind me a little bit of that, where
absolutely.
It's we're fighting these people, and you're doing a great honor by, you should be so proud to be starfighters and blah, blah, blah. And it's but I can imagine being a little kid and being a video game's real, because that's what a video game is. It's just telling you hey, you're fighting in this war and stuff like that. But I do think it's an interesting case study in how easy it would be to or how easy it is to recruit people. If you just tell them you're fighting a bad guy, they'll be like, hell yeah. But they, I mean, the U.S. military.
I was going to say, it's also not.
The amount of people that say that soldiers are fighting for our freedom, and it's babe, no one.
Well,
is.
and there's also
no one is.
Yeah,
they're fighting against other people's freedom.
It's so wild that line is still has any traction to me.
It's no, I still see people being soldiers are fighting for our freedom every single day, and I'm like, who are you talking about? Where is this happening? Because I've never, as long as I've been alive, that's not ever happened. Ever.
I obviously don't agree, but the only time, the fact that 9/11 happened, I get that it brought about the psychosis that it did.
Legit, yeah.
But, well, I don't relate to it, and I think, whatever, people were scared, right?
Yeah.
Because it was an attack on...
Right, yeah.
U.S. soil or whatever, but anyway, not to go down that. Also, I was going to say, now it is not fiction. The video game to military.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's not overt like this, but you don't get recruited because you get a good score, but
but it's
literally people say if you're a drone pilot or whatever, it's
exactly the same as
you're literally using a joystick and watching the screen and
and that's the thing.
I know there's things like connections to Call of Duty type shit.
Yes, but there's also the dangerous sort of I don't believe video games make people more violent. You know what I mean? It's correlation and causation kind of thing. It's just because it doesn't cause people to act more violently.
Muted because you're deranged.
But you can say that there's the act of playing a video game if you're just oh, I'm setting off a bomb here or doing this. I don't really know how to put this into words, but like you could see how if someone was like bombing people using a drone, how they could completely disconnect from reality with that, because it's just like playing a video game. It's like you're not really there, so it's not real.
Exactly.
It's like, it's not real.
It's several layers removed.
Right. Yeah. So like,
And there's plenty of precedents for that in science fiction, like
yes.
I can't name titles, but I know there's ones where it's like endless wars where it's just people battling with mechs, or robots that are being controlled. And so it's like proxy, like nobody actually dies, but it's endless.
Right, yeah.
Kind of shit.
And but you can see how like, that wouldn't necessarily be an argument for video games being bad,
right.
But it's an argument for how the military could use video games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Being like, it's just like playing a video game. You're going to be bombing all of these children and all of these innocent people, and they're all going to grow up and be bad guys. So you're saving people's lives, get the princess,
Minority Report.
Yeah.
Get the princess.
Minority Report. Like the princess, what's her name? Princess Peach is at the end.
Batman.
If you
Begin.
But like, it's this sort of there is a sort of like weird, like, I don't know, like I wish that I could have disconnected enough to like not feel weird about how
About that.
about the movie in that way. How it was just like,
Oh, why? I mean,
well,
sure, for your own enjoyment, but that's secondary to why we do this.
Yeah. You don't watch movies to enjoy them. What kind of sick freak are you? Yeah, no, it's I think, considering how much, I don't want to say knowledge, because that's giving myself credit where it is not due, but how much more I understand, about like things now than I did even like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
it's like, I can't feel excited for this kid that he's ruining his life, because he's going to be, and he's taking his fucking girlfriend. What is she going to do? He's like, there's just enough room for you. I'm like, where? That's a huge fucking ship, and all it has is fucking weapons.
2 seats. Yeah.
It has 2 seats and weapons.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's just enough. Where's she sitting? On your lap?
She's going to stay on the elevator. I loved it. You were like, when they land at the trailer park and he's getting out and taking the elevator down, and you're like, are you fucking serious? 35 years later.
I was stoned at that point.
It was perfect.
I was like, oh my God, we have to sit here and watch this? I was like, no. Like,
That's
I was a
great,
little bit.
It's a complaint I would do.
I was a little bit ready for it to be over at that point.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It should have been over by then.
Like, oh God.
No, absolutely.
he's just standing there. And it's going down in like fucking real time.
There's the way it's shot too. It looks like this thing is like 50 stories tall.
It is. It's fuck. I mean, it looks like it's real time. He's just like, I'm like, oh my God, fuck. But and then he's like, yeah. Oh, I wasn't happy with the end. I didn't like the end.
Yeah. It's a little too tidy.
But I noticed, I looked it up, and I know he has like a wig in some of it, and I was like, I don't like this. And
I even spotted one.
At first I thought it was just for the beta.
Right.
And I was like, that's smart because it makes him look a little bit off. But it wasn't. No. It was just for some reshoot scenes.
Yeah, they did.
And he had in the one where he's just like walking with, they're like, well, you're gonna have to, Zodo or whatever is still out there, and the frontier, so we need someone, and he's like, and they're just like walking down a aisle together,
okay,
and talking, and then they're like, cheers, do you recognize him? And he wipes his face, and it's fucking Centauri, and he's like, oh.
He had a wig on in that one, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Of course you'd have the help of an old friend. An old friend, who? Centauri! I thought you were dead.
It was such a weird scene
Yeah.
that his wig was all I could see.
Yeah.
You know,
well, and it
I'm
makes
like,
sense that was
yeah,
added.
I guess everyone was like, if he won the war, why is he going back? And they're like, okay, well, I guess we have to add a bunch of exposition as to why he's staying.
Centauri being alive does not.
I just went to sleep. Fuck, for an hour and a half. Like, what the? I hibernated. It's been 20 minutes.
Well, he's a Gallifreyan, turns out. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it has problems.
Yeah.
But that's what I was gonna look up. The video I was watching pointed out. I mean, it went week by week, kind of, for the summer of 1984 when this came out. Like, it hit a sweet spot where most things hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
So it actually did decent on its opening weekend, but then it.
Yeah.
But, because, hang on.
It wasn't quite double the budget was about 15 million.
15 and it made 20
made
or something.
28.
Okay.
So that's not quite doubling.
Right. No, and there were all kinds of plans for like merch.
Yeah.
They were going to have figurines, and Atari had a game in development.
Yeah. But they
the
never
thing
went.
about the great thing about the video game though was that like the home console couldn't do anything close to even what the game,
Oh my god.
the in-movie game looked like. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
So they scrapped it.
Yeah, as they should have.
Yeah. Even there was a console or like cabinet version in the works too, which looked a little better, but still.
Yeah, no.
And the computer they used to render the graphics and everything. Mm-hmm. It sounds like nothing to us, but 1984 it had 2 gigs of memory.
Damn.
Or no, not memory, processor.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why it was called the Cray X2 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it does sound like nothing because I have like 8 terabytes on externals just hooked up to my my shitty ass laptop. But gigs, I don't mean this but gigs in the 80s almost unheard of.
Yeah. Well, and they had I think their projection was that it was going to take 17 months to do it all. And
they got it done in 16.
yeah. No, there's some wild things about the production of the movie because,
yeah.
none of it had been done before, so it was all basically
sure.
theoretical.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of people taking a lot of risks.
Yeah.
And it more or less paid off. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Lorimar Pictures, they did mostly television.
Mm.
This was part of a 3-picture deal with Universal.
Mm-hmm.
One of those was going to be a movie based on Dallas.
Whoa.
Because that was a
Right.
Lorimar property.
Okay.
But that never happened because they went bankrupt or whatever before it happened. I forget what the other one was. Lance Guest, turns out, was in Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Also turns out that Nick Castle, the director,
Yeah.
was buddies with John Carpenter.
Right. Yeah.
They were even in a band together called the Coupe de Villes,
Whoa.
which did the
John
title track from Big Trouble in Little China.
John Carpenter's dead, right?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He does concerts with his son where they do his movie music.
What? That's insane.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts, bruh.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bruh.
Yeah, Nick Castle worked on Dark Star with him.
I got a Dark Star you can work on.
And I think he actually was the Shape in different parts of the first Halloween.
The Shape?
Michael Myers.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what they call him, right?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
I'm unfamiliar if that's what it's. I don't mean that in a shitty way. I just mean I don't know. If that's what they call him, I'm unfamiliar. I don't know a lot of Halloween lore, though. You're probably right.
It's not lore. It's just like facts, man.
What? I want to say pink vampires.
Yep. I am correct.
I forgot what I was going to say.
What?
I forgot what I was going to say.
I forgore. Yeah, I know. There's not a lot to say about this movie.
It's true.
It's very ambitious. I think it mostly pulls off what it wants to.
Yeah.
So,
I think.
but at the same time, it's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I think I know that. I don't mean this in a. I'm.
You can talk shit on it. I'm not gonna.
No, that's. I'm not like worried about talking shit.
Okay.
It's not. I'm just like I don't really know if I can like.
Articulate.
Yeah. But like I'm such a, especially like I don't always enjoy fantasy films from the 80s because they sometimes would fall very flat for me because they would fail to do anything extraordinary.
Uh-huh.
And I don't mean like because they didn't have a budget or but their vision would be like so like, oh, pfft, you know, it was it wasn't like, and that's sort of how that's sort of how I feel about like all of the space, all the stuff is so boring to me. Yeah. And I'm not talking about like the special effects or that's not what I mean. I mean like legitimately like like the visuals, the aesthetic of like the way the aliens look, everything's so brown and white. It's all brown and white. And I'm like, did J.J. Abrams direct this? Because it's so muted. Everything is so muted. And like the only cool parts are the bad guys.
100%.
And I'm like, like their makeup, the look of the ship, their costumes, all that stuff was interesting. But then there wasn't anything like that to like there was no, and I'm sure that's
how I always feel about Star Wars though. Like,
yeah,
the Empire is way cooler looking.
Oh, for sure, for sure, yeah, absolutely.
Or their Imperial shit.
Because I mean, they base it off. They base it off Nazi uniforms, and that was specifically they were trying to look fucking cool.
Right, I know that's part of the point. Is the slickness of fascism, right?
Yeah. So like you can't be like, oh, we're gonna base our bad guys off of the coolest looking bad guys that have ever existed, and then not have them look fucking cool. Like, you can't be like, visually we want them to look like the coolest looking fucking bad guys that people still feel confused by because they still look really cool like 100 years later.
Right.
And then, be like, but no one's gonna root for them.
Right, I know. Yeah.
But it's sort of like
man.
I just want to say I assume a little bit they wanted to not have you care a lot about the other aliens because they basically kill them all. So they didn't. So they wanted to not have you give that much of a shit about them immediately or like feel any kind of connection. So they made them look stupid and ugly, and they made them all really boring. And all of like the starfighters, they're all just like they all have like facial masks, like not prosthetics, but like the full, you're wearing a full mask of, fake alien. And And so you don't, they're like, oh, they're all dead now. Oh, well, But I'm like, but
I know.
But why would you want to, if we're not supposed to give a shit that these people are dead, why are we giving a shit that he's fighting?
Yeah.
Who,
no, I know.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, and that they make it so, they go so hard on, he's like, this is a suicide mission.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, yeah, don't do it. Why would you do that? You don't.
And they're like, I guess you're not cool enough to be a starfighter. It really would be cool if you were an actual starfighter, but I guess you're a fucking pussy little bitch.
Eventually, they're going to come for Earth. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds... I've heard this argument before, too.
Oh, is that... What's that? Oh, was that the fucking IOF talking?
Right.
Fucking... Yeah, it's so, yeah, it's very weird. And, I do have, that sort of, these people are against us because they're the bad guys. It's what did you do, though? Did you do something?
I know. Yeah,
Did you do
exactly.
anything to their planet or their people? Did you do something bad?
Something you could only get away with. Well, I mean, shit still does this. I just mean...
Right. Yeah, you couldn't... Yeah.
Height of the Cold War.
You couldn't quite get away with making a almost kids movie.
Right.
About this.
Yeah. Red Dawn came out the same year, by the way.
What's Red Dawn?
Red Dawn is about the kids that repel a Russian invasion with Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
it's super pro...
Hell yeah.
U.S. military, hawkish, crazy shit. But I really want to watch it. Catherine Mary Stewart or whatever her name is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes.
Totally forgot.
Yeah.
She's also in Night of the Comet, which we have yet to watch.
What's the one that we watched?
We watched Night of the Creeps.
Night of the Creeps. That's why. I was like,
okay.
There's something.
Yeah, I know.
Because there's a comet in that. So I was confused.
Oh, yes.
I'm like,
totally. Night of the Comet also has Robert Beltran.
Yes, I saw that. I was looking that up.
So that's why that's the main reason I haven't pushed us to watch it.
I know. I'm like that'd be interesting to watch, but
yeah.
Oh, it's bad enough. I was thinking about yesterday because we're rewatching Star Trek for the 10 millionth time. Every year we rewatch each series pretty much at least a couple times.
I feel like the pace has increased.
Yes, for sure. Now that we have Paramount Plus, we're just we can just put it on and what anyway. We're Voyager, I'm Voyager did a lot of shit not well. Uh-huh. It does some shit. It has some episodes that I definitely stand by. I absolutely stand by.
Yep.
And it has some, some character development that I enjoy. The Doctor's a great character.
Yes.
You can't deny that. I do actually like the things they do with Seven and how they sort of I don't think it's always done well, but the way that they sort of address some of her whatever. Anyway. And yesterday I'm the worst thing that Voyager ever did was Chakotay and Seven having a relationship. That was the worst thing.
What a betrayal.
Truly the most heinous
vile
act. I mean, it's Chakotay and even Jamake Highwater, a little bit below fucking Seven and Chakotay. What?
What does that mean?
Him hiring him as a consultant is less of a violent act than Chakotay and Seven being.
Mr. Marks continued a distinguished career through the early 1980s, abetted by how few Native American voices there were in the media who could contest his claims. When it is revealed there are no Highwaters in the tribes he was said to hail from, he went to Canada to participate in Blackfoot ceremonies as a means of acceptance. Around this time, his book The Primal Mind was lauded, and eventually turned into a PBS series hosted by Jamake Highwater and produced by Rick Berman.
For those unaware, Jamiroquai Highwaters was the supposed the person they hired as a consultant to consult on Native American things.
Yeah.
Who was a fraud and had been exposed.
Had been exposed already.
By the time they hired him, or while he was working on.
I believe he'd been exposed either right around the time Voyager started, because I can't remember if it was before or after the Next Generation, because they used him on the Next Generation,
Oh, okay.
I think. But I think it might have been right after or like after they had the stupid Next Gen episode with, the Traveler and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And but I could be getting it.
The Thunderheart episode.
Yeah. And then, but they continued having him as a consultant, despite the fact that there was controversy and all of his accreditation was basically questioned, like his own, like, oh, I've been here and there and done this
Right.
and that, and I'm connected to this. And it had all been brought into question.
And also not native, right?
No, not native. Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know if
Himself.
he claimed to be native. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember if he
I thought he
claimed to
did.
be native or if he claimed to be like adopted by which is a thing that white people
Yep.
will be like, I'm not a pretendian because I never said I was native.
Yeah,
I just
right.
said the tribe adopted me. No, they didn't. They didn't do that. They don't like, that's like not a thing. You don't like get now.
Well, that's the argument about Shasheen Littlefeather, right?
No, but see, what I'm saying is
Okay.
this is the definition. If you are like, if you don't have family, if you don't have a connection, if you don't have people,
Yeah.
and you're young, a child even, yes, you can be adopted
right.
into
Right.
for sure. Which I think is what Sasheen Littlefeather said, or no, I'm thinking of the other one. Can't remember. But yeah, I don't remember. I can't remember exactly Littlefeather. Her blood quantum is, I believe,
The
Littlefeather.
question?
Yeah, is brought into it. Like her sisters are like we weren't, but she
Right.
was like there was like a connection for her, and I'm not gonna. I don't know.
Well, she's also like, it was
She was
the famous
yes, she was
pretendian hunter that
right.
went after her rep.
Jacqueline Keeler.
Thank you.
Fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Anybody, if you are like, I'll go to her to figure out who she.
No.
She is a she's an avid like anti-black pretendian hunter. So like she'll like she's like called people pretendians who don't claim.
Okay.
Like there's someone who is native, they're mixed, but they actively have not ever gotten enrolled on purpose. They claim, but they're like, I'm not enrolled, so I'm not part of this. And she calls them a pretendian. And it's like, and like says how they're not enrolled. And they're like, yes, I'm not enrolled because I purposely decided not to enroll. And I can't remember if their reason was because of like, it's like a reason why, but I can't remember if it's like
For not enrolling?
Yeah, it's not like they're not like because I know that I wouldn't get it or something like that.
Right.
It's like because of either family history or because they're multiple, you know, they don't want to pick or something. Anyway, whatever. But back to what I was saying. But like,
Sorry.
if you're like an adult and you just have like a bunch of native friends or you're like around native people, you're not, unless you like actually like marry into
Right.
the, you're not going to be like asked to like, you're not going to be like, we honor you by making you a member of our, that's not.
Well, also the thing of like, we can't get, don't be.
And you're not, if you're that close, you're not going to be like, I'm the expert.
Right.
Like, how do you get that? Like, it's
You're
both.
not an ally.
Well, right. You're both acting like it doesn't exist. You're the expert because these people don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I was adopted into the tribe because I'm so close to everyone there.
right.
So it's like, so they do exist or they don't exist because
right.
it's both at once. And so like that whole like bullshit of like, I'm, but yeah, I think, yeah, back to shitting on the film that we watched. No, I think there was something about like the way that the aliens looked, how they all had like male pattern baldness and gray hair, and I understand they were trying to make them like unisex, but like I hate when they're like, let's go fucking uggo. Let's go unisex uggo. Let's make everyone as equally unattractive. But like there's nothing appealing about this being in space.
Nope.
There was no, and his whole like his girlfriend, his family, his future is all on Earth. And he's like, I'm gonna go to space to blow shit up. Come with me. And I'm like, there's nothing. I don't want to go there. You're not making me want to go there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make me want to go. Like the never ending story, like you have like the princess,
Sure.
and she's like, you have to save us, And it was like, she's in this like clamshell and like this beautiful, you're like, oh my God. And she's just like soft focus looking at you and being like, please save me. And you're like, I have to, you're
With
like,
the little
yes,
teardrop
yes. And
crystal.
you're and you're so like invested, and then, you have like, Artax and a trait, like all this shit, like you're like, oh my God. And you're so like invested in these people, and it's not quite the future or space, but it's like it's like another, and I'm gonna say that probably the Neverending Story is probably one. What's that one with Tim Curry as the devil?
Legend.
That one might be close. I'm interested to rewatch that one, even
Same.
though it has Tom Cruise as a
Yes.
young woman in it.
Tom Cruise as a young woman.
Yeah, I remember watching it and I was like, "Oh my God, who is this gorgeous twink?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who is she? She's so pretty." And then it was like, "It's Tom Cruise," and I'm like, "What happened to her? I miss her."
Scientology.
I know. But so yeah, like the Neverending Story.
Who directed? Oh, that's Ridley Scott, right?
Oh, it might be, yeah. It has like you're like, oh, it has like scary monsters, the wolf, you're like, oh, it doesn't.
Oh, you're back at Neverending Story.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I just said that. I just said
did?
the Neverending Story.
Oh.
I did, yeah. You have all these like things that not every single aspect is like something pretty or something appealing. Some of it is like, okay, I don't give a shit about
Sure.
this. But you rewatch it as an adult and you're like, oh, I get why as a kid this was appealing. But like,
Yeah.
and even Tron, it has like the fucking, lasers and everything's
Yep.
neon, and was it 3D? Was it 3D?
How do you mean?
Like the 3D glasses. Did they do that with Tron?
I don't think so.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
I get why you would.
Well, I just couldn't remember. I feel like, it was just like, it was a new thing, you're
Yeah.
having like, but it's, it's like
Maybe.
you're inside a video game and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
wow,
well,
this is interesting.
here's one difference between all three of those that you listed,
Yeah.
and with the exception of Legend,
Yeah.
and this one, and I think this is somehow works to its detriment. That I'm not sure why, what the mechanism is here, but Neverending Story. I thought of The Princess Bride,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is later and not really. What else did you say? There was another one. Well, anyway, Neverending Story. At least you
Tron?
have. Yeah, Tron. Thank
Okay.
you. Tron is maybe closer, but like Neverending Story, you have the device that it's a story. The kid is reading the
Yes,
story,
yes.
and it becomes
Yes.
his life.
Yes.
Like he.
For sure.
So the other world is through the book. It's separate. You can't access that world directly.
Yes.
And same with Tron. You have to be departicleized or whatever and
Right.
rendered
Right.
into the game. This one, you just travel through space for a minute. They act like
Right.
traveling between
Yeah.
Rylos and Earth is just like
Yeah.
a transcontinental flight.
Was
like
nothing.
Yeah. It's like East Coast,
In
West
a
Coast.
car, in a fucking DeLorean. A fucking shitty ass knockoff DeLorean.
A DeLorean runabout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and somehow that makes it. You would think that would make that world more accessible and like
Right. Yeah.
real,
But it
but
makes
somehow
it
it just dilutes it. Sorry.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But that's what it like. You go and it's just like, oh, it's this like, it really does feel like it tried to be a knockoff Star Wars because what works with, I mean, and I don't, what works about Star Wars
Yep.
is that they didn't, I think this is what made it so, like, whoa. It's like a lot of this stuff was like, seemed sort of realistic.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the tech was bulky and it seemed, you have all these buttons. It seemed real.
Well, there's
you
and there's
have
scrappers and like no, I mean like it's scrappy.
Yeah,
right? And the rebels
exactly.
specifically, like
right. Yes.
or like and Luke and Anakin work in for
right. Yes.
people that anyway.
And but they have like, this rebel base is like inside of a rock or like a mountain
right.
or like this, so you're like, and that's, I feel like they were trying to give you that sort of, because they're working in an asteroid or whatever the fuck. And they're trying to give you that sort of like feel that they're like fighting this war, but they're not the rebellion, seemingly. And it's all just like very washed out.
Absolutely.
So like once you get inside of it, you don't see
care.
cave walls. You don't see these it's just like a complete detachment from what you're seeing on the outside.
Right.
So like you get to the inside and it's just like, oh, this doesn't feel like I'm in the same place that I was traveling to.
Totally.
So it feels so disconnected from what it's trying to like show you and deliver. And then, when you're in, this really, I think where it really fell apart for me is when they were, in the space or the, little space, I don't know. It's all spacecraft, so I don't really know. When he's in like the fighter,
the
pilot.
Gunstar.
Yeah, the Gunstar. Sure. When is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
I know.
So yeah, when they're in the Gunstar,
and Centauri's vehicle is called the Star Car.
So when they're in the Gunstar, it's so like it really just looks like they're in like a 70s car or something. I don't know. I'm like, this doesn't, I feel like I'm in someone's like bathroom. It doesn't feel so, it feels like, so boring. Like nothing was happening. They're just like, and I was like, oh my, and so much feels like it takes place in that fucking ship. And I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't
totally.
care. And it was like, a lot of like the way that they, even like when they had like the fucking gunfight or like the laser fight, I was like, this looks so stupid.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the lasers are just going every which way.
I know.
Without, I'm like, what's going on? Who's decided the trajectory of these fucking lasers? Like, what's happening? Like, it felt so strange. And I was like, it seems like everybody working on this didn't communicate the vision. And so it's like, you
That's
build.
possible. I think it was just extremely rushed for what they were trying to pull off.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's
I think that's what it all feels very disconnected to me. It all feels very you like even Centauri as a character, I was like, please fucking shoot me in the fucking head. I was so happy when he died. I was like, fucking finally, we're through with this shit. And then I was like, he's gonna get all the money. I was like, this is great. What a great death. And then he's like, surprise, I'm taking all your money and you're gonna be trapped in. Oh my God. Fucking
no
kill
reason.
me.
Why?
And just like wiping his face. Fuck off, please. It's so, I hated it. I hated that part. I hated when Centauri came back. Surprise, I was hibernating for an hour. It wasn't even an hour. It was like 32 minutes. It felt like 4 hours because we had to sit in that fucking cockpit with them. God. Sorry. It wasn't a bad movie. I just really hated the space stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the trailer park stuff, the beta stuff, like all that stuff. I'm like, this is fine. This is a fine movie. It wasn't the acting that I hated. It wasn't even the story that I hated so much. It's just like the way everything looked. The way everyone, it was really the space stuff like pissed me off.
But you don't mean the like graphics though.
No, I mean like what was taking place in the good guys' space, like
the Starfighter base or whatever.
Yeah, like the Starfighter base and the fucking Gunstar. I was like Star Shooter, Star.
Better name, honestly.
Yeah, Gunstar.
How about Death Blossom?
Oh my god, that was great. That was great. I got that was like when I knew that the weed had hit, and I was like, whoa, this is stupid. It really was like, what was it? Oh, what did you say it was like?
The Monarch's.
Yes, when he.
Death's Head Panoply, I think is what it is.
And now, I write this battle's final chapter with the blood of my enemies! It's the little button on the sleeve.
Yeah, when he just starts puking because he's just spinning around. Oh my god! And it was exactly like that. It was so bad. But it's like it. Oh, I don't know. It was so hard for me.
It's. Yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like they try to do. It's almost like lampshading, where they try to expose where they know the story is weak.
Yeah.
And to give you explanations, but the explanations are not good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you should have just not brought that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like all the military strategy about one ship against the
oh my god
Zurian Armada or whatever.
Yeah.
None of that makes sense.
Yeah. I know.
There's no fleet, no starfighters, no plan. One ship, you, me, and that's it?
Exactly. Zur thinks you're still on Earth. Classic military strategy. Surprise attack.
It'll be a slaughter.
That's the spirit.
No, my slaughter. One ship against the whole armada?
Yes, one Gunstar against the Armada. I've always wanted to fight a desperate battle against incredible odds.
Also, like, why do they give a shit that there's one singular fighter? Like, that's so fucking
Yeah, they also go
annoying
too hard on, like, one starfighter escaped. Oh, well, then the war's still got to go on. Like, he's not a Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Beta's death. No. Uncalled for and
oh, yeah, he just runs out there to get shot? Is that what happens?
No,
I forget.
he rams the fucking truck into the spaceship.
Of the Zandazaz or whatever?
Zandu Zan. Oh, God.
Markalemo.
Yeah. Not in it long enough. No dialogue. No speaking
That mustache,
lines.
though.
That part also, I was like, I don't understand what's supposed to be going on here. Mm-hmm. Like, I truly had no idea if we're supposed to, like, he gets to the game and then he transforms, and I'm like, what happened? Is that how he turned into this guy, or is that no explanation?
Nope.
Doesn't is he? No idea.
Nope.
Great. Love it. Love it. Don't need an explanation for this. But
how about when the cop
let's
gets
go
killed
on
by...
for 45 minutes about how there's one person against all these people and you want to go home, but you're not, but you're in a spaceship and you don't want to. Oh my God. I really hated Grig too. I'm sorry. Grig. He kept doing.
Old Grig.
He kept doing the fucking. Yeah. I was like.
Your favorite.
It's Keith loves doing that, and I love telling him stop doing that because I hate it. I'm like, oh my God.
That's probably where I got it from.
After the fourth fucking time he does it, I'm like, please stop. And then he just keeps saying like, I'm like, oh my God, please, please, please. He did so much like physical comedy, and I'm like, no, please, God.
Yeah.
Every line he delivers, the looks he gives, I'm like, please, God, stop existing. I didn't like Grig. I didn't like
Centauri.
I didn't like Centauri. I didn't like the only ones I liked were the bad guys. They were really cool.
Absolutely.
I was like, more.
Well, what I like is another reason to root for the bad guys is that Zur, we find out, is basically defected from the not Federation.
Yeah. Yeah.
To start his own.
Yeah. Whatever.
We don't get a reason why.
No. Yeah.
He just seems like a spoiled child, and I think that's on purpose.
Yes.
But the thing is, he recruits this other race as his army, and they seem pretty badass.
Yes.
They're for me, I'm like,
Wait, did he recruit? I thought that he was allowed to have that. Like, he was put in charge of them, not that he recruited them. I don't know. He just said I was
unclear.
Yeah. Okay.
They formed some
Gotcha.
alliance.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
for whatever reason, he's over everybody.
Yeah.
My dear Kodan friends, lest we forget, it was your own emperor who granted me command of this armada. For only I hold the secret to the frontier.
My main point being,
this
is a whole other race.
Right. Yes.
That has their own.
Yeah.
He's just there.
Yeah.
He didn't build any of that.
Right. Yes. Correct.
So, like you said, they look way cooler.
Yep.
They barely tolerate him.
Oh, yeah.
It's clear that they don't actually need him for,
He's an annoying ass character, and immediately they're like, "What a fucking annoying ass character!"
Yes, and the scepter.
Stupid.
Why?
Nonsensical.
Why?
It's a fucking thick ass, jangly ass, like. A scepter, I guess, but it's so big and bulky. Yes. That I'm like, how is that a scepter? Like, he can barely fit his hand around it. It's like, fucking...
Well, and nothing ever happens.
But they're like, oh, what the fuck is a scepter for? And he's like, watch this. And it's like, shoo. And it gets a little tiny knife at the end. That's like barely taller than its fucking ornaments that are already on it. And then he gets he's like fighting someone, and he, like, the knife comes out, and then he bonks him on the head with the thing. And I'm like, what? And that's another thing about that. I'm like, nobody dies in this. You know what I mean? Except for all of the starfighters and everybody else that died. And I'm like, what? And it's like, oh, and Beta, I guess, too.
Zendazaz, the first one.
Yeah.
Zarn gets shot off, and then...
But, like, no human gets... Well, I guess except for Beta. But he's robot.
Not a human.
Anyway, it's fine. It was a fine movie.
Huh?
It was a fine movie.
Yeah, it was fine. No, I think it gets credit for its ambition. In my book, there's some fascinating casting.
What fascinating thing are y'all talking about?
What fascinating thing are y'all doing?
Would you recommend?
Yeah, if you've never seen it, I would say it's worth. I mean, I don't know. I guess you'd have to be the particular age and nerdiness that we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I definitely don't think there's enough story for anybody to care about it.
Yeah.
If you're not into those things.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I think if you watched it as a kid, it's worth a rewatch.
Yeah.
I think, but I think if you're coming in new, you probably aren't going to get much out of it this late in the game.
Yeah, and I think it's historical,
Yeah.
For its...
I think more than anything, it's like the video game aspect, and I think it's worth analyzing, like, the sort of industrial
recruitment apparatus.
Yeah, like the military complex, kind of sort of how that's both changed and also gotten worse. At the same time.
I don't know why they try to make Centauri a redeemable character.
I don't know why it seems like it's like he's referencing something that we're supposed to get the joke on, and it's nonsensical. There's no.
And I remember, so Robert Preston, who played Centauri, was in the film of The Music Man.
Yeah.
And they cast him specifically because of that, because the screenwriters said at some point while they were working on the script, hey, what about Music Man in space?
Oh my God.
And then they said, yes, and so they started writing the script with him in mind.
Oh my God.
Not knowing that they could get him, but then they tried to get him and they got him.
Get his ass.
Get his ass.
Oh my God. It's like,
But as a kid, I didn't.
yeah.
I mean, he seemed familiar, but I'm like,
Right.
why are we hanging so much? It's the same way I felt similarly in Hitchhiker's Guide when Bill Nighy shows up,
Yeah.
who I didn't know at the time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like I'm supposed to know who this is as
Yeah.
an actor. You know, in the movies when they reveal
Which
an
is funny
actor-
because at the time I knew who Bill Nighy was and was like, oh my God, I love him.
Yeah. But I'm like, is this, I don't know, is this supposed to be Mick Jagger or something? Why am I supposed to? Like it was, anyway.
Yeah.
No discredit or disrespect to Bill Nighy. I think he's great.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just very confused.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And I remember feeling that way about Centauri. I'm like, why does this guy get so much screen time?
What is it?
Why is he
Yeah.
got a human face sometimes and
Yeah.
not others? But it's also, like, it could be interesting. The fact that he's profiting off of recruiting somebody illegally is an interesting
Yeah.
plot point.
Yeah.
And he's obviously kind of a flim-flam man,
Yeah.
and that's why they wanted him,
Right.
cast him, because
Right.
that's what the Music Man is.
Right.
But they don't, like you said, it's barely a reference to a reference.
Right. Yeah. And it's not a good one.
Not a good one at that, yeah. Would you recommend?
I already said, didn't I?
I don't know.
I
Say it
said
again.
if I
Tough
said
guy.
if you watched it as a kid, it'd be worth a
Yeah,
rewatch.
okay.
But if it's not, so this is the final birthday film
You're welcome.
of your month.
I know it's been a long month. Number one, The Gate.
Okay.
Top Secret was obviously fun because we had Flota.
Yeah.
So that
What
was
was
fun.
what was the first one that we did?
Crazy People.
Crazy People. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think The Gate probably wins. Crazy People obviously wasn't as bad as you expected me to feel. And yeah, Top Secret, like the movie itself, not great, but it was so fun to be able to like listen to you and Flo to talk about it, and it feels. No, I was excited about that. Like that was what I was looking for. I didn't care about the movie as much as I was like excited to see
don't
how
care
you
about the
guys.
story.
I was excited, and it, Flota is someone that like early on in our friendship, you were like, Flota's my husband, so I want you to like meet him. And he, when I worked at the theater, he like would come in and he was like, by the way, I'm Flota. And I was like, oh, you're Flota. I was like, I'm Z. He's like, I know who you are because Keith has talked about you. And I was like, Keith talks about you. And so we were like, hey. And so like we met because you cared about both of us. And so any sort of like, it's always felt like a privilege to interact with him in any way because of how close you two have always been and stuff. So being able to like sit there and listen to y'all, it feels like a privilege, So it was a really nice, So that's definitely not going to be my least favorite, like viewing experience.
But it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, it would have been. if it wasn't, honestly, if it wasn't for Flota, I don't know that I would have agreed to do that.
Damn.
But it was smart of you to be like, we're gonna do Top Secret, and then Flota's gonna come on the pod because I was so much cooler about it than I would have been. I would have just
I
shit
wouldn't
on
have
the
asked
movie.
you to watch it. I had. It's at least a couple years that I had the idea that
Yeah.
to watch that movie and have him on to do it.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it before. But
And then Val Kilmer did us a
Top
favor.
Secret, that's what it is. That's what I think of. I'm like,
popcorn?
I was like, why every time do you mention Top Secret do I think popcorn? Pop Secret, that's what.
Just movies, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So R.I.P. Val Kilmer. That's
Yeah.
one of his greatest roles.
He did. No, I do stand by what I said that he did really good with, like the embodiment of sort of like a
Yeah.
singer in that time period. Like, he did really well, and it was really believable, which, like, a lot of people would play it over the top or would play it, like, would like, go too crazy, but he, like, did a very good job of being, like, subtly realistic in that aspect of it, which made the rest of it seem... Like, it made that part not seem like it was a joke, which made those things land funnier to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that and Real Genius.
Yeah.
You really see that he's quite capable.
Oh, absolutely.
In ways that... I mean, I've never seen Willow.
Yeah.
But I feel like he wasn't a lead in a lot of movies.
He was a lead in a few movies.
Thunderheart.
Batman...
Yeah.
The Saint.
Yeah. But those suffer from the baggage of their properties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But seeing him do those early comedic roles.
For sure.
You really see he's got...
Yeah.
I think something that comes through is he just seems so enthusiastic about doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not in a way that compromises his ability to perform.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's really nice.
Yes.
I mean, and anything I've seen of him out of character, he seems that way. Like, genuinely just thrilled to be able to do the job that he has,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Sorry about Goose.
Gary, Indiana.
What a wonderful name.
Named for Albert Gary of judiciary fame. Gary, Indiana, as a Shakespeare would say, trips along softly on the tongue this way. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. Now, if you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana.
Book 'em, Dano!